question.
Please.
There is this teaching, some teacher used that model where there is the person and the second layer, and then the being, and then the fourth, or Turiya in India. And could you say something about the transition between these layers, or what is it up to, or what's happening there?
What would you call this?
This model?
Right now.
Oh. Love, peace is together.
Mm-hmm. Where would it fit in that model?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay. So now this question. Question, where does that fit in the model?
It's meaningless.
Meaningless, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just as this week what I've learned, or something what was interesting for me, this other perspective, to not looking for development or achieving, or rather see what is less and less, or so within this question, this model is just it's the old perspective of what So at one point, the sense of I is just not appearing anymore, or?
I don't know. When I read Ramana, he said, as long as there remains a body, there will be some sense of I. But I like the description. He said it's like if you have a cigarette and you light it and you leave it, a whole cigarette burns and it looks like a whole cigarette, but it's just ash. And if you just touch it, it falls to pieces, yeah? So this sense of I, does it feel as real as it used to feel?
No.
No. It's like that. It's just, in a way you could say it's how life organizes to live as a human being. It's not personal. It's just how life organizes to live as a human being. No problem with that, yeah? It can do that. Yeah. What does it mean about awareness? Nothing, yeah. Just in how this organizes to live itself, yeah. So if you say Ramana, he would turn around. Oh yes, that means there has to be a sense of I. Yeah. 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 So no problem with that at all. Yeah. Yeah. That will go when the body goes. Yeah. 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 The difficulty is, you see, it's so simple, and we read things and then our mind interprets it and doubt comes up.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to see what doubt is, it's just somehow wants to, the mind trying to check and see if awareness is awareness. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow looking for some
Yeah.
fortification or something.
Yeah, some confirmation. Okay, yeah. So someone to confirm, yes, this is it. Something. Yeah. But the difficulty is, even if someone tells you this is it, we can doubt that also. I know they can't. They made a mistake. Yeah, somehow. Yeah. But just to recognize doubt, it's okay. Just don't entertain it.
Mm.
Yeah. You can't doubt that you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we can doubt, is this here it? Have I? See, so funny, yeah? But the mind plays like that. Yeah, I think we all know it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah, also no real boundary, yeah? No. And then you can feel doubt likes to knock, yeah? Yeah, you can feel it even now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah? You see it, okay. Papaji used to play with us. He used to say, no, there's there's the fifth state, and I've only met 5 people in my life who've entered that state. And it's my final teaching, but I haven't met anybody worthy to receive this fifth teaching. Oh, it would freak people out. So many letters about this. Oh.
What state am I in?
Huh? Yeah.
What state am I in?
Yeah, of course.
Terrible state.
Yeah. Yeah, beyond Turiya, you see, even beyond, because you can see even Turiya is another idea, actually. Yeah. But you drop something like that into a basket of seekers, oh boy. Drove everybody crazy, yeah? He had such a wicked sense of humor. Wow. I remember one time he asked me to hold some meetings in India, and one guy came to the meeting and suddenly he was exploding, laughing and crying and everything, like this. Wow, okay. Far out. And inside I thought, wow, I can't wait for him to tell Papaji what happened, it's, somehow wanting my Papa to be proud of me or something like this. And so the next morning he went to tell Papaji about what had happened, and Papa, that's not it. Oh, God. Oh. And then he spoke with him a little while, and suddenly the same thing happened again. He said, very good. I was on fire. I could not wait till the end of the meeting to go and ask him what was the difference. And he said, there's no difference. But it was a good ride for me inside. I could see so many. Yeah. He played with me so much, I can tell you. I would come to India, and when I would go there, I just wanted to sit with Papaji. But Lucknow was not such a nice place in my to my taste anyway. And there was really nothing happening, it was polluted and wow, unbelievably hot in summer, so hot, and then winter time was so polluted, and then other times there was dengue fever around and anyway. And so after Papaji asked me to be available for these meetings, I was traveling, and of course people then wanted to go and see Papaji. And so when I would come to India, there were quite a lot of people that were there because they heard about Papaji through coming to my meetings. And so when I would show up, they would say, can't we have meetings in the afternoon, after Papaji's satsangs? There's nothing to do here. We so like to be in satsang together. And then I go to Papaji and I say, wow, these people are asking if we can meet in the afternoon, and I'm in your territory, your house. I don't know the protocol. It's just, is it okay that we meet? Is it, it's, because I knew, a lot of opinions would happen if I held meetings about arrogance and, all the story. And he would also always answer me in a way where I didn't know whether he meant yes or no. And then I would say, okay, well, then I'm going to do it, Papaji. And he would say, okay, go and ask this guy if you can hold the meetings in his house. And he would always tell me to go to someone that had very strong opinions about me having meetings. Someone who didn't like me, something like that. And I have to listen, Papaji asked if I could have meetings at your house. That's why I say he had a wicked sense of humor, because, And there was one guy who was like taking care of the satsang hall and all the details, like, I don't know, taking care of things, And one day I came to Papaji's gate, and one of my friends that was living in his house came out with a letter that this guy had written to Papaji. Papaji had asked him what he felt about me holding satsangs in Lucknow. And he didn't like it at all. And but he could never tell me to my face. It was always, oh yes, it's good. No, but actually he didn't like it. And on one level we were friends, but on another level, it's all this, the way the mind makes hierarchies, and Papaji's the Satguru, and stories. Anyway, so in this letter he said, I don't know why you asked me this question, Papaji, but, who needs a flashlight when we have the sun, And for Isaac to hold satsang, yeah, he's ignorant of his arrogance, And if we allow it, then people will think that that you want him to do it here. And that gives the wrong impression. We don't want to give that impression to people. Okay. To add to the story, there was one of the people living in Papaji's house that was, the people that lived with Papaji's house had a lot of contact with him, which most of the rest of the people never had. They lived in his house, they ate with him, they had to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning when he woke up, and it was a whole other story for those people. Anyway, she became friends with Kali, and who was my partner at the time, mother of my children, and she told Kali that she didn't feel Papaji was happy with me holding satsangs. And Papaji had asked me to hold satsangs. Yeah, this is how this is how the play was always. So Kali went to Papaji because it was coming up for me to go on tour again, and we were planning to go together. And then she went to Papaji and she said, Papaji, based on what she'd heard from this person in the house, I cannot travel with Isaac anymore because I don't agree with his satsangs anymore. I just want to stay here. And wow, that was the worst. My wife going to my Phew. And Papaji acted surprised, Oh, wow. That you should go with your husband, yeah. It's like, no, I have to stay here with you. And you have enough money? Oh yeah, Isaac will give me money, that's not a problem. Okay. So now I'm really on my own, yeah, I go out. And very vulnerable, and do my little tour. And I come back to India and I think, wow, maybe I'm something I'm not seeing. Now I'm going to stay in India until it's clear that what's the next move is for me. So it was coming to summer, and it's 45 degrees. There in summer, you need to have AC, you need to have, a whole bunch of. So I start getting the house ready for summer in India. And after being there about a week, I'm sitting in Papaji's house, and it was so clear to me that I had to go and do this. Even if Papaji rejected me, even if everybody there said no. Yeah, it was so clear to me. It was just, I have to go. So I wrote Papaji a letter and I told him, listen, doesn't matter if Kali stays, doesn't matter. I have to be available for this. It's just, I don't have a choice. It's like that. And he wrote me back, very good, I knew you would get it. So I showed Kali the letter. I said, you're welcome to stay here. She said, no, I want to come with you. But he was playing with the start, yeah? Actually, that's where the stories came from. Yeah. Yeah, so. Another story is coming in my mind. Papaji one time he was talking about attachments, and at that time, at that time, I was married, and my wife's father had died and left us millions of dollars, and so we were very wealthy, and we had a beautiful home in the center and children. And I went up to Rishikesh, and I was on the banks of the Ganga, and I said, geez, giving up attachments, I can't give this stuff up. I mean, if I'm honest, can't. And then a short time later, I lost everything. The money, the wife, the center, the house. And I survived. Yeah, it was okay. But not voluntarily. Boy, I fought and screamed, yeah. I didn't like it.
Which year is that?
Don't ask me. What?
Before me. Not a lifetime.
Maybe 20 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, all your questions are
Satisfied.
okay.